That's St. Anthony's College a few days ago, and he gave us a preview of his team's ability, and he had a special message for the young people of Trinidad.
I would like us to put on the weapon. The gun must be a football boots, the bullet
of East Mucurapo Secondary. Now, James, relation.
Welcome to the Hazley Crawford Stadium. This is the COCA-COLA Intercol right here on SportsMax in Anthony's College. Coming up against Mucurapo East Secondary. James Saunders is my name. Of course, I'm joined by former World Cup player Brent Sancho for what is expected to be a cracker of a fixture.
All right, guys.
It's all about win or go home. And for both teams as they meet, of course, it has to be a thought in their head.
These schools' storied football history. Not the best of league competition this season, but of course, large history pool behind them. I'll talk about that as we are introduced to the officials. Quincy Williams is the man in charge of this one. He will be supported by Noel Moore and Yarin Gosain. Williams, of course, we saw him in the Ascension tournament, one of the rising young referees here in Trinidad and Tobago. He's greeting the captains of these two squads. Atiba Kyo is the captain of East Mucurapo, while for St. Anthony's College, well, they are certainly hoping to get their season back on track. A word of prayer to the Almighty Father for a good season. As we look at the lineups, and for St. Anthony's College, Germany Jackson is in goal. Russell Francois, Ruben Brosco, Mordecai Ford, Joachim Callender, Jean-Marc Thomas, Jeremy Bob, Anthony Samuel, Jaime Prescott, Keishon Hutchinson, and Devore Thomas make the starting lineup. And as you saw earlier in our broadcast, they are coached in the dugout by Ronald Daniel. And the Mucurapo, a team that has produced the likes of Cornell Glen in the past, well, they will be led in attack by Kadeem Brong, Joel Brewster, Mikhail Toussé, Jadari Pierre, and Omari Rivers will provide support, while Al Khalifa Henry, Kadir Atiba, and Sharon Hendrickson will be the supporting cast together with Michael Luke, Deshaun Alexander. Dale Saunders is the coach of this team. Moment of silence being observed at the moment for these teams. So a moment of silence observed for the passing of a family member of the Ford brothers, Robert and Richard. Both these teams eager to represent them and keep their dreams alive. So Quincy Williams ready for action. St. Anthony's College, the Tigers in purple. Mucurapo, well, they don't live too far from this venue. They are in the white and black outfit. Well, just a slight change there. Mucurapo secondary, this time in the purple. St. Anthony's College in white. And we have kickoff here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. COCA-COLA Intercol quarter-final action, North Zone. Well, that's a good turn to find some space early for St. Anthony's College. As they try to barge ahead. It's well cut out though by the Henry brother. Mucurapo. Purple today. Of course, the past have produced so much storied football players in Trinidad and Tobago. Former national captain Kaleem Highland instantly comes to mind as that one rolls out into touch. And Brent Sancho, you would have played in the North Zone several years ago. These teams certainly not on form at the moment, but they have a history that precedes them.
Yeah, they do. And when you talk about East Mucurapo and what they've brought to this particular tournament, the Intercol, COCA-COLA Intercol, you can go all the way back, James, to the likes of Clint Marcel and that Mucurapo team that did exceedingly well. Of course, with St. Anthony's College, the history is as rich, or maybe even richer. The likes of course, Kenwin Jones, Carlos Edwards, Ricardo Aliong, Evans Wise, just to name a few. And those were names that were associated with winning teams at St. Anthony's. They would have dominated in that format of Intercol. Of course, national champions on a couple of occasions as well. So certainly a lot of pedigree when it comes to the history of both schools. But as you rightfully say, this season both teams would have struggled. East Mucurapo in particular have found themselves in a position where they have a playoff game, James, for a survival in the Premiership.
Oh, here comes Mucurapo's secondary, finding some space out wide. Good service needed. Does find its way in the area before it's hastily cleared by the retreating boot of the defender. And the first real attack of the match coming from the team from Mucurapo. Hazley Crawford Stadium, of course, named after the 1976 World Cup or Olympic gold medalist Hazley Crawford, situated here in Mucurapo, so they certainly would feel more at home here at this venue. But this is a long throw, only finds a wide shirt and the danger momentarily cleared. Oh, that's good, very good. And wow, aggressive boot, too aggressive for the referee's assistant. It will be a free kick, or rather throw though, for Mucurapo.
So it's early days in this contest so far, but the tempo of the game, both teams of course started quite lively, James, and you would expect that in a tournament of this repute. It's one of the more prestigious knockout tournaments in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, the COCA-COLA Intercol. It's going dated quite far back, the Intercol, and of course it's a title that it's certainly seen as a major coup for any team that walks away with it. As we said in the build-up of this show, of course, you have to suggest that St. Benedict's College is the favourite for what we've seen in the league. Of course, there are teams coming up from the division below, James, as all the teams, of course, are now put into their various zones, and there might be some surprise packages. I know one year St. Mary's College would have ran the gauntlet, coming, of course, into the Intercol from playing in a division below, and of course going all the way through. So we may have some Cinderella stories. Who knows?
St. Mary's College, of course, coming up in our next fixture against Malik's secondary team. Of course, Brent Sancho know very, very well. Here's Mucurapo. No real rhythm to this fixture so far. This one is broken up nicely, and a chance here to catch a keeper off his line. Oh, a bit of a fumble, but in the end he held on well, didn't he? The goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander. Certainly thought that he had the measure of Alexander there. Goalkeeper managing to hold on in the end. Calendar. Penetrative ball. He's found his man in some space there. Couldn't evade the tackle. Still keep it. And, well, commentator's curse immediately goes out into touch. Just a bit of rhythm lacking from these teams. And really concerned looks as well. Just wondered what might be going through the mind of that man, Ronald Daniel. Big shoes to fill in the dugout for St. Anthony's College. Of course, that has been manned for several years by Nigel Grosvenor. Well, that should be a throw to East Mucurapo in a dangerous area. Well, they haven't had rhythm so far, Brent, but certainly Mucurapo have gotten into more offensive positions so far in this match. But it could still be open here, and well, not quite convincingly clearing the danger. Tussle for this one. Eventually Calendar thumps it back up the field, only as far as Mucurapo, eager to send it back in the area. Well, maybe some space to exploit here, and he could pick out his man.
Side.
Well,
I did think, James, when I looked at his position, Kadeem Brown, he looked a bit advanced, and everybody, of course, being called offside, but he seemed to be getting some joy down this right-hand side. Mucurapo to Mikel Toussaint, who is getting some sort of penetration. And you're right, Mucurapo have enjoyed the early exchanges, although the game has certainly lacked some fluidity and quality. You would expect that, though, wouldn't you? Because it's a knockout competition. There's so much at stake. You lose today, and that is the end of your season.
oh, no pressure, ZC. Still goalless after 7 minutes of contest so far here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. This, of course, is the North Zone Intercol. East Mucurapo versus St. Anthony's College. Just one shot on target. Shot from distance for Mucurapo. Apart from that, offensive actions have been quite rare in this fixture. So you get some help to clear that danger. Only as far as Calendar. Can he control it? Loses possession. It's East Mucurapo who would look to break on the opposite end here. Just ran himself into traffic. He's got some space now. And well, fluidity. Pass is not sticking at the moment. But Mucurapo could change that now. It's a foot race on now. He's got two inside of the area. Couldn't pass the first challenge. Still with East Mucurapo though. Maybe a shooting opportunity. Well broken up by St. Anthony's College. Mucurapo tries to regroup another attack. But it's a chase on the opposite end here for St. Anthony's College, and it's a chase that will be easily won by the goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander. Well, this is promising, and well, fizzled out just as quickly as it came about. Tiba Kyo not finding his coordinates. Calendar. Well cut out. Have another opportunity. Oh, has he got into some trouble? Didn't keep it in. Will be a throw to East Mucurapo. Another throw. Deflected header coming off of the head of Calendar. Oh, that man hasn't been quite active. Can't say the same about him though. Calendar has been very busy down the left-hand side of the St. Anthony's defense. Here is Brown. Oh, couldn't pick out a purple shirt. And well, referee's whistle indicates that some sort of infringement was spotted. Doesn't look very happy by that challenge. Quincy Williams, of course, brings a lot of experience to this fixture. One of the young referees in Trinidad and Tobago that has risen up the ranks quite quickly. So it will be a goal kick for St. Anthony's College. Just approaching 10-minute mark.
So we take another look at it here. It's a late challenge here by Tristate. Obviously leaving his imprint there. And nothing malicious in it, James. I just think he was late.
Well, testing his case. Didn't seem to think it came off the boot of one of the opposing players. Well, this time no confusion though, whose boot it came off. It's another throw. He's on his feet, Brent.
Yeah, he's on his feet. He would be disappointed what he's seen so far, Coach Daniel. Of course, he talked about free-flowing football, and it's been anything but that. It's been very stop-start, and it's disjointed by both teams, I must say. Not just St. Anthony's. A lot of it is down to the lacking quality.
St. Anthony's College will use the opportunity to come forward. Trying to carve off just a little bit of space, but an untidy pass gives up possession. And, well, couldn't find his coordinates that time again. Certainly the kind of stuff that would have coaches pulling their hair out on the sideline.
Well, it's tough. You know, as we look at Coach Michael Alexander, it's tough for a coach when you draw up obviously your tactical plans, James, and you talk a lot about what you want to do in possession and what you want to do out of possession. But when the quality has been as poor as it's been in the opening 12 minutes or so, as it relates to simple things like trapping, passing, weight of pass, etc., decision making, it's tough to even start having the tactical conversation. It's really lacked a lot. It's lacked quality so far. That's down to players. That's not down to the coaches. I can tell you that.
Dale Saunders, the Mucurapo coach, did mention in the post-match or pre-match interview that it's a young bunch, inexperienced bunch. Hasn't quite panned out the way they expected in terms of results this season. It's the price of development, though. Well, they're certainly finding space to build up St. Anthony's College. Haven't quite utilized it as another errant pass gives up possession. It's back with Mucurapo. Should be easy for the goalkeeper, Germany Jackson. Quite an interesting name though, Germany Jackson.
Sounds like a superstar name of some sorts. Sounds like he's supporting that for Burna Boy. Great name.
Usually a lot of parents are, at least in the 90s, would have opted for first name of Michael when you've got that surname. Oh, that's naughty, and it will be a free kick. And well, Quincy Williams has his eyes on somebody further from the play, and a yellow card, first yellow card produced to Calendar.
Yeah. So have another look at it here. Calendar very, very late with that challenge. Could have been a lot worse. Of course, colliding into the player.
Well, supposed to get jiggy there, and he certainly pulled out the moves to keep it out. And it's giving away a corner. I don't think anybody's going to mind in a St. Anthony shirt. That came close. Out of nothing.
It really came, it's very speculative, this shot. It's a deflection there. And all of a sudden, they're now faced with a corner. It's a shot from way out. Didn't look like there was much behind it. From the captain, Tiba.
Brewster's cross is cut out, and yet another St. Anthony's player goes down.
Yeah, it looks like quite a nasty head collision there. He did go up and
certainly does.
Found himself obviously in that position.
Well, everybody's looking innocent. Tell you who's not innocent.
Yeah, as he goes up here,
Yeah, just a clash of heads. Just
that's painful. I tell you what.
naughty 13 on 13.
It's
Well, it's getting the treatment though, and well, the other players always grateful for the extra bit of rest. Always enjoyed those breaks, Brent Sancho. Get a bit of water. It is quite early.
Yeah, it is early. It's a humid day, despite that we've had rain as some of the East Mucurapo contingent in the stands enjoying the various delicacies that's on sale here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. But yeah, it's been quite, as we have a confirmation there of the yellow card to Joachim Calendar of St. Anthony's College, number 3. It's been quite overcast, but it's very hot on the surface, so I'm not surprised to see both teams come down for a bit of a beverage. And as I said, James, the game has been played at a frantic pace. Despite the fact it's not been fluid and the quality's been lacking, there's still been a lot of energy exerted by both teams. I would even suggest that some of it is nervous energy, because certainly it hasn't been the best so far. Both teams have really struggled to get command of this football game.
Oh, Sean Hutchinson is back on his feet now after the earlier collision. Well, St. Anthony's make Mucurapo pay, but this time will be a throw to the Tigers from Westmoreland. His calendar has already been booked so far. Referee signaling, in fact, that he had called for a free kick, taken quickly. It's kept alive, can they create something from it? The players ahead of him couldn't find any. It's back with the central defender. Oh, this is much better. Putting passes together, St. Anthony's College. That's cut out. Mucurapo would look to exploit now. He's got a man charging forward. Could be fogged in a dangerous area. Well, bit of good defending and poor control. It's given possession right back to the Tigers.
Just thought for a minute there, James, that he was in on goal. And the poor control. It's been that kind of game though. It's really, as I said, lacked the quality that we were hoping to see from both teams in this phase of the competition. As of course it's a situation that if you lose, your season's finished. Not for East Mucurapo though, they still have that playoff game. Must be reminded of that situation, that playoff game, to see whether or not they stay in the Premiership division.
St. Anthony's College, slight rhythm picking up around the ground. Oh, the game certainly lacking some of that. And well, Calendar with the demonstration of just what has gone wrong so far in this fixture. But here's Mucurapo now. They've got space here. Couldn't find his man. The flag has gone up though. It's not going to count. He hasn't seen it just yet. So they continue to play on, and finally a whistle comes.
Yeah, that's the second time now Brown has strayed offside. And you just wonder, James, of course, he's looking across the line, and he should be able to at least make sure that he stays onside. It's the second time that a ball has been played across, and Brown has found himself behind the St. Anthony's backline. Of course, you can't do that. That's offside.
Well, couldn't quite find the space he's looking for. Gives back possession to St. Anthony's College. It's Mucurapo now. Should be keeper's ball. And I gratefully accept the gift that was on offer. Kenwin Jones, of course, perhaps one of the most famous past pupils of St. Anthony's College. did play in the Premiership with Sunderland. And certainly one of the ambassadors of Trinidad and Tobago football. Former captain, 17 international goals for Kenwin Jones. Carlos Edwards, another former international. Would have played with you, Brent.
Yeah,
The World Cup as well.
Kenwin and Carlos, of course, Brent Rahim as well, played for St. Anthony's College.
No FIFA ambassador, isn't he?
Yeah, part of the FIFA family. And of course, as we've said, so many players that would have gone through the ranks of St. Anthony's College. A school that is steeped in history, football production history, I should say, of players, and of course of success.
Well, not far behind Mucurapo. Formerly coached back in the day by Ian Clausel, the famed dread dribbler. I think the likes of Cornell Glenn also played at the World Cup with you. Kaleem Highland, Kevin Molino come to mind in recent history. And of course, the Peltier brothers.
Also, yeah, and the head coach for East Mucurapo now, Dale Saunders, a former national player. So yeah, both teams certainly, of course, having their history, and we talk about the next fixture as well with Malik Secondary coming up against St. Mary's College, another school with a long line of talent that would have passed through the school. And I think for most of us here, of course, the pandemic has caused a rightful excuse for some of the programs, but to see the likes of St. Anthony's and of course East Mucurapo coming out of the pandemic, it's normally schools that do so well in the competition, and they've struggled in the Premiership. Of course, Coach Saunders talked about the youth of his team, and it's a rebuilding phase for both schools.
Well, Calendar ran out of real estate. Made a long run out of the back, 80 yards that run from Calendar.
Sad thing about it, he has to get back the 80 yards. So that's 160 right there.
Oh,
I tell you what,
the song you're hearing,
yeah,
that's the rhythm section that has just kicked into life.
that's a good cross.
Oh,
Got to
some
finish.
space here.
Poor touch.
Yeah, just couldn't control it in time.
Yeah, Thomas Hall eventually being played into him, but a better touch there, and you would have to suggest that would have probably been a goal.
Well, no real clear chances opening up in this match. Two shots on opposite ends of the field.
That's
from distance. No team really finding a way into threatening positions.
And a lot of the reasons behind it, James, is because the quality has just not been good enough, and so they can't advance themselves into positions. It's either errant pass or of course, poor control. And it's really caused both teams to struggle. To at least, of course, put themselves onto the other team. They've not been able to do that. It's just not been good quality-wise. This is a good passage of play for St. Anthony's.
I just feel a sense that this match could be a match that could be decided by a chance like this, and well, that's good defending in the end. The boots of Michael Luke clearing the danger. You just sense that it's the type of match that might be settled by a piece of individual brilliance or individual error.
Yeah, I was about to say, or a piece of individual madness.
Well, your vocabulary much better than mine in putting it across.
It's been a strange atmosphere, we must say, because both teams are very aware of the significance of this tournament, and I know both coaches would have set up their teams to play accordingly, but they've struggled, and you might have to say as well, James, maybe a tinge of nerves stepping in, knowing, of course, the magnitude of this game.
Into the 25th minute of this match at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. No goals yet. Well, we did mention that this match started quite early, 2 p.m. local time. and the players have been afforded a water break. Judging from the experience, it's quite a welcomed one. And I'm sure it's a welcome one for the coaches as well to pass on a few instructions. What do you feel might be said at this quarter junction of the match?
I think for both teams, the message would have to be that they would have to, of course, try to keep their nerves in check and focus on the basics, trapping, passing, decision making, before you could even start talking about, of course, the tactical challenges or maybe tactical changes that they may want to make. I don't think that is the issue. The issue really is that there are too many errant passes and poor control throughout both teams. It's really caused the game to lack the quality that is expected in a match of this magnitude.
Ball breaks over and action is set to resume. Still goalless between St. Anthony's College and East Mucurapo. This, of course, is the COCA-COLA Intercol. Got a double header here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium foyer. Coming up next, St. Mary's College will be up against Malik Secondary. Another keenly anticipated fixture. By no means a large crowd here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. It's almost eerie, the lack of attendance that we've seen so far. But at the moment, though, it's building up, and feel maybe the early kickoff might be responsible.
Yeah, I would think that responsible parents and students staying in their work and school respectively, and not being urged to take the day off or half day.
I choose the latter. Well, he's tussled for this one and he's won it in a good position. Can he make them pay here? Well, just seemed to lose his advantage as the St. Anthony's defense retreats.
Yeah, I think he made the wrong decision, James. He should have cut across his defender, and he didn't do that.
Oh, there's another man down, this time from Mucurapo. It is
Brown.
Acuta Henry. Well, on the opposite end, though, Zion Harley did have an opportunity to hurt St. Anthony's College. Didn't take advantage.
Yeah, you just thought that young Harley there that's in the picture would have gone across his defender. He seemed to have the legs and the pace, of course, to be able to continue all the way, but he allowed the defender back in to the play when he should have really cut across him. As we take a look at it here, James, good ball out from the back. A battle here by Harley to win the ball from his defender. I think once he's made the move here, James, he needed to cut across him. Instead, yeah, he went back to his right and ended up having to face two defenders. Maybe he needed to push the ball a bit further ahead and try to get across both defenders and take them out. He did not take the goal route. He ended up going wide.
Certainly would hope that he won't regret that decision later on, as St. Anthony's College now take possession. Love to see the possession stats at halftime for this fixture so far. As another errant pass goes out, it is a throw back to Mucurapo.
I think that stat may read low for both teams. I don't know if that's possible. I know normally the stats has been based on 100%. I don't know if because of so many errant passes and ball being played out, it may be a situation where both teams have 20% possession. I don't know if that's possible. Mathematically it isn't, I guess. That's a foul.
Oh, maybe the Brent Sancho theorem might be up next in the math class somewhere.
Yeah, it's as much as we are smiting at it, it's disappointing because this could be a chance.
Wow, connected with nothing but wind as he swung at that one. Maybe another chance here.
He's offside.
Oh, should be offside, and the flag confirmation does come up. Certainly was a great opportunity though.
Well, he didn't need the big swing, and that's why he missed, because it just needed him to guide the ball into the goal. It didn't need all that backlift. When you're doing something like that or skill like that, timing is essential, and it didn't happen.
Well, needed some accuracy as well, but referee spotted that there might have been a touch, so it is a corner kick as Anthony Samuel tried to create something.
Yeah, the ball comes in. It's a good cross. It doesn't need all of that backlift, as you can see, James. It just needed him to of course, meet the ball and try to, of course, place it into the net.
Well, a chance now, maybe from the set piece. Can he pick out a white shirt? Finds a purple. Danger not totally cleared here. It's kept alive. Good ball in the area. It's Mucurapo that comes away with it. And, well, seems to be outnumbered and outclassed as well in possession. Easily won back by the Tigers. Haven't been bad in defense in Anthony's College. Just haven't really offered much going forward, and that's why I think Coach Daniel might be talking about at halftime. He's kept it cleverly. He's lost his footing though. St. Anthony's College to burst forward. And well, yeah, that's not the kind of challenge that will win you friends on the football field. Kel Toussaint, the man guilty, sending his man flying. Can he do something with this possession? Not this time. And again, Mucurapo on one of those bursting runs forward. And they have won a throw, much closer to the intended target. Opportunity to push bodies forward. He schooled from East Port of Spain. Jarrell Brewster looking to find a teammate. And, well, will be another throw back to his team, Mucurapo. Calendar, the man putting it out of possession. Maybe this time he can get some more accuracy. Couldn't get it past the defender. Just muscled out of possession. But maybe here, they can get something going forward, the St. Anthony's Tigers. Not that time though. Can he find a teammate? Good move to create some space. And just couldn't get past the second man. We're just 3.5 minutes past the half-hour mark. In this fixture, still goalless between St. Anthony's College and East Mucurapo. Maybe that could change here. Needed some more accuracy. Well, again, finding some joy out on the right-hand side, and again, a good service. This time the flag is down. And, well, this time it lacked the accuracy of the two previous attempts, but St. Anthony's College could open up some space on the other side of the field. And couldn't get past Brewster. To create a moment, though, for the fans. So maybe we might get a goal before halftime. It's Mucurapo. Muscled out of possession. That's good defending. And the attack down the right-hand side. Looking for a pass. He's gone past two players. Well, maybe now something can happen here for the Tigers. And, well.
Yeah, poor delivery at the end.
Just needed more accuracy. Couldn't pick out one of the three white shirts in the area. But maybe now. But he's got space to run into. And that space that's quickly gobbled up by the defending team. Again, space opening up on the right side for Mucurapo. Zion Harley. Again, not choosing the right option. And again, the game is stretched on the opposite end now. Much more stretched look about this game.
That's good defending. Thought for a moment there that young Michael Luke would have been out-muscled. But he did well to hold Jean-Marc Thomas off.
Well, was that a cross or a shot? Maybe you can tell me.
I don't know what's the name for a cross shot.
Well, across the wind, maybe he took it off target. Still goalless, less than 10 minutes remaining. Speaking of wind over there, it's a strong wind present that comes across the Hasely Crawford Stadium. You would have played here several times.
Oh, we're not too far from the ocean as it relates to the geography of Hasely Crawford. Of course, beautiful rolling northern hills in the backdrop as well. So it does have its moments. This could be dangerous. Can he get a good pass? This could.
And again, they're getting down the right side. It's an area of concern that St. Anthony's perhaps should look at. It's the fourth time consecutively that attacks have come from that area.
Yeah, that's Michael Tristate. He's done very well, and of course, getting by. But he needed a good delivery there, and he just never did get the ball across to the waiting Brown. And it's those sorts of opportunities, James, has been the difference in the game. Just needed a quality cross. It didn't happen.
St. Anthony's College can perhaps craft an attack of their own. Couldn't beat the first line of defense. And well, he sends it out of the field. It will be at St. Anthony's show. Did have a bit more time than anticipated. Sharon Hendrickson taking no chances. Well, is that an early change? Brent Sancho. And Theo Crovador will be the first change of the match, and quite surprised, first change made 7 minutes before halftime. I'll tell you in a second who he has replaced. It's already in the mix of things, forcing a corner, so his first real action in the game, creating an opportunity for St. Anthony's College to advance. So Theo Crovador, it's a forward, young forward coming in. Maybe he can live a dream experience, scoring with his first touch in the match.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a forced change, James, in terms of injury, or is it a tactical change?
Well, he's got 5 bodies to aim at, finds none of them off the back of the head of a Mucurapo player, but there's a substitute, Crovador. Very good action, he's done well, kept it alive. And, well, another corner has been won. Oh, what a start, though, from Crovador. So, DeVore Thomas is the man that was just replaced. So, like-for-like substitution, the young forward, Thomas, being replaced by Crovador, who's already had an impact since coming on. He does look a lively camper, doesn't he?
Well, I'm looking to see if he's been deployed in a different position.
Well, here he is now. He can show you himself. 1v2. Can't get past the first one. Sent his man on his backside though. He does look like the type of player that likes to take players on. Well, certainly he's gotten more touches than many of the players who's been on, over half hour. Well, the first chance header easily gobbled up in the end by the goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander. But again, Crawford at the heart of everything good. Lime Taylor, by the way, was the man with the on-target header. St. Anthony's College, well, seem to have just woken up out of a midday nap and they put the foot to the pedal. They might be caught sleeping here though. Here's the skipper. Space here. Can he make the right decision? Not this time. Paul, it's a challenge that looked a bit dubious. Nothing given by the referees. It's cut out now by Brewster. Well, just had to come forward, didn't he? St. Anthony's College though would try to come forward.
That's a good tackle.
Yeah, it's a roadblock challenge. And again, space on the right side.
It's a good cross, James.
Can they get it this time? He's cut inside this time. He's going to go all alone. And just needed some power. Had the right idea though.
Yeah, right idea, but I felt that a cross would have been better for his team. There were players in the box. Again, Tristate getting his joy down that right-hand side. I think that's one of the sparks for, or one of the good points for East Mucurapo, as we see Tristate here with space. Just felt he could have crossed the ball right there instead of cutting in there. As you can see, there are some purple shirts in the box. Instead, he decides to go in and hit with his weaker left foot. Certainly lacking power. So the direction is there, but didn't trouble the goalkeeper.
Another chance again.
He's got to play it.
Oh, just too heavy.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Just needed a bit of finesse there.
And that's indicative of the game we've seen so far, hasn't it, really? Those sorts of situations where the pass is too heavy, but not this one.
Well, here's Crawford, the substitute. 1v1. Looking for options. Oh, that's a good touch to deny him there. Pass inside to a free man at the top of the area.
Game's coming became a bit stretched now. That's a very rough challenge.
Was it a smile I saw on your face, Brent?
Yeah. It's a Brent Sancho challenge.
No, you certainly enjoy those type of challenges.
It was heavy, and it was it did have some sort of damage attached to it. There was collateral there. Chunky one, and he won the throw.
Well, the good thing is the game has certainly come to life. Stretched as we just a mere minutes away from half-time. Can there be something for either of these boys? Just look at the positioning of Crawford. You talk about that in a second, but he's certainly coming with clear instructions, it seems.
Yeah, he's staying wide, and he's been asked to play that way. As we take another look at this challenge here, that is not a Brent Sancho tackle. That's a foul.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, there's a big difference. One's a foul, one isn't.
It's easy to plead the fifth when you've hung up your boots. Well, that's Mordecai Ford, by the way, who's felt the brunt of that challenge. And, well, certainly is in no hurry to get back on his feet. Well, they would have gotten the action up close and personal. Always good when you're that age, getting the opportunity to be at one of these senior fixtures. Well, the good news is that he's back on his feet, just testing it out. -1 boot though. Mordecai Ford will limp his way off the field. as we approach the end of 45 minutes. Just been told that 2 minutes is what's expected to be added on. No goals yet, still goalless. Well, he's well policed. Looking for space to get a crossover. Deflected. And it's gratefully cleared by Mucurapo in purple. Can he get something before halftime? Well, he's got to keep the ball in first, though. Paul picked his pocket, and a chance could be on here for Mucurapo. Yeah, piling bodies forward as St. Anthony's retreats. Good touch needed. None was to be had, and again, St. Anthony's College come away with it.
The game's becoming a bit stretched, isn't it? We're seeing gaps, and both teams now obviously piling numbers forward. Not to great effect though, James. It's still 0-0. Can't think of any real goal mouth action. In fact, there's none.
Well, maybe this man, Crovado, can do something. Oh, that's good.
That's brilliant.
Clever. He's eaten one, he's gone past two.
Yeah,
the goalkeeper's coming and just ran out of real estate in the end. But I tell you what, he's been the feature attraction and he's only been on the field 10 minutes.
Well, that heavy touch, he almost ran into our camera lady over there, Zara. She probably would have seen her life flashed in front of her.
I tell you what, she has some ball skills of her own, I'm told.
Well, she would have had to dodge and come in at full speed at her.
So we are well inside the additional time that has been added. Whistle of Quincy Williams should sound anytime as he looks at his watch, right on cue. And 47 minutes of action has been had here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. No goals yet between East Mucurapo and St. Anthony's College. Your thoughts of the first half?
Yeah, it's been disappointing. It certainly lacked quality for both teams, and it came to life a bit at the end, in the last 5 minutes or so. But overall, it has been a disappointing half of football for both teams. And of course, I'm thinking both coaches will want to have a long discussion with both teams when they get into the dressing room.
So, confirmation of the score, goalless between East Mucurapo and St. Anthony's College. We will take a pause and then we'll come back with some highlights.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me. Same day pre-approval on my loan.
Wow! Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is on in my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
VM, we're here for you. We are returning to this land.
You are returning to our story.
Together stronger we stand.
You win is our victory.
We're a foundation.
You stay. Build you a brighter way. Transform your everyday.
VM
transform your everyday.
Which side the coach is coming from?
Stand by.
Can he come here?
Say that. I can't ask that. Say that. Ask which side the coach is coming from. What's that? What side you want to
On the right side.
right or left? What side you want the coaches, her right or her left? Tell them they'll come to my... To her right.
Coaches come this way. Alright, who's going this way?
I can't help it, can't just move around. He's in and out. He's in and out. Say no. No, she can't. Nothing right now. Say stand by, I'll give it a count. Stand, say yourself, come around. You come around, yeah. Coach, just back out a little bit. Thank you. No, that's fine. He's going to be starting with me though, right? He's starting with you or you bringing him in? But when we come to me, he's going to be here with me already. I don't know.
Just let Siobhan familiarize herself with the questions in the meantime. Might be upstairs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Mucurapo versus St. Anthony's College at halftime. Still goalless between them. So still goalless at halftime between them. East Mucurapo versus St. Anthony's College. As we take a look back at some of the highlights of the first match. Not much goal mouth action as the teams warmed up early at the start of this one. Heavy conditions on the feet as rainy conditions earlier. Quincy Williams set the game into action. And East Mucurapo had the first real chance, just a wiggle from that ball at the last moment, forcing a save from the goalkeeper. That was the first real chance of the match. And then later, St. Anthony's College, well, they play copycat, the header straight at the goalkeeper there. Lots of joy was had down the right-hand side for East Mucurapo. This one opened up a ton load of space, just didn't have the power. Easy peasy in the end for the goalkeeper. Mikel Toussé, the man with the shot. And well, that was all she wrote really, because no real goal mouth chances as it remains goalless at halftime. Talk us through the numbers.
Unimpressive half so far by both teams. 6 shots in total taken, however, 3 by East Mucurapo and 3 by St. Anthony's College. Of course, one of those 3 shots for East Mucurapo was on target. 2 to the 3 of St. Anthony's have been on target. 5 fouls total. 2 to East Mucurapo, 3 to St. Anthony's. 1 card in the game so far, and it's a yellow one to St. Anthony's College. Of course, 3 offsides in the game. 2 to St. Anthony's College and 1 to East Mucurapo. 3 corners in total. 2 to St. Anthony's and 1 to East Mucurapo. 3 saves altogether in the game in a very dormant and tame half of football so far. Of course, making the scoreline at 0-0. So, of course, unimpressive first half. But, of course, Siobhan has the coaches and they will talk us through the first half.
Thank you, Brent. I am here with assistant coach for St. Anthony's College, Mr. Gilbert Bato. So, tied first half, coach, thoughts on your team's performance so far?
So far, I have to say, and I think it's something I'm repeating over and over. The name St. Anthony's is a big name when it comes to football. As it stands now, the players that we have presently have to match up to the name, rather than a couple of years ago the other way around where they could have carried the name St. Anthony's. So all in all, the performance right now, happy with it. But they could do a lot better based on what I see in their performance on the training field.
So what is the message to the boys in the locker room as you guys prepare for second half?
Relax, try to play as comfortable as possible.
And what is next for you all, Coach?
The second half?
Yes.
The second half, well, based on the information that we give them in the dressing room, we expect to see, I shouldn't say a top-class performance, but slightly better performance than what they did in the first half.
Thank you very much, Mr.
You're most
Batu.
welcome.
And that is Assistant Coach Gilbert Batu of St. Anthony's College. Coming up next, we have Assistant Coach for East Mucurapo Secondary, Michael Alexander. So, Mr. Michael Alexander, Coach, the teams have been playing carefully in the first half. So what are your thoughts so far?
So far, not bad at all, because what we practice on the training field, you know, the guys are executing it and they're doing pretty good so far.
And as we know, this is knockout football. Are you guys going to come in attacking in the second round?
Must. Definitely have to come and attack in the second round. Definitely. You know, going forward, we will be more pressure in the ball. You know, I believe that right now in the dressing room that Coach Dale is, you know, getting it together to, you know, for a better attacking performance coming out in the second half.
Thank you very much, Coach. All the best in second half.
Thanks.
Folks, that was our assistant coaches for East Mucurapo and St. Anthony's. Right now, we're going to head to a break before second half kickoff action.
No goals yet. Much to play for in the second half. 45 minutes remains between East Mucurapo and St. Anthony's College. Well, the winner progresses. The loser, well, they cry wee, wee, wee all the way home. Panoramic view of this iconic facility here at the east of the capital, Port of Spain. Goalless, East Mucurapo and St. Anthony's College. Right just next to the Orgy Jeffers Highway, Gulf of Paria to the left of your picture, and of course the northern range into the far background. Well, No real goal-mouth action, but certainly lots to talk about in this first half. I'm James Saunders. I'm joined by Brent Sancho. And Brent, your thoughts on the first half and what needs to be done moving into the second?
Well, I was a bit surprised to hear both coaches say they were satisfied with the performance in the first half. I thought that both teams, from a quality perspective, really lacked. And of course, it impacted on the way they wanted to play. There's no doubt that both coaches have an idea as to how they want both teams to play. But once the quality, James, is not there, the pass, the control, the movement has just not been good. It is, of course, stymied any opportunity of any real tactical hold for any team to have on it so far. So going into the second half, I think that is the main aspect that needs to be cleaned up. And I think if you are to get both teams from a quality perspective, of course, doing a bit better, you may see, of course, real flashes of what the expectations are for coaches. It can be cleaned up. I'm very sure both gentlemen are very experienced. Of course, Daniel and Saunders, respective charges, are very experienced campaigners and knowledgeable coaches, and I'm sure that would be the message being sent throughout and demanding a better second half performance.
And in your opinion, the keys to this match, of course, you spoke about the quality that you saw. The coaches spoke about development earlier pre-game. What can a coach do in a situation like this? You've got a young team, you're in the top flight of a competition, and you've got to get results some way or the other.
Well, I think if they are to, of course, clean up on the quality and then moving forward from there, they've had some joy down the right-hand flank in particular through Tristate, and if they can continue in that vein, that would be good for Mucurapo, East Mucurapo team. And of course, from a St. Anthony's perspective, they've had one or two opportunities up front, and they need to, of course, try to find a way to tidy things up a bit in the final third and execute on whatever chances, particularly cross balls coming into the box have not been good. If they could tidy that up as well, they can give themselves an opportunity. I can see below me there's some, of course, movement on the bench, and it looks like a couple of changes coming in to the pitch, as you could see.
Certainly, changes galore. Some will be needed. One change that they will be hoping for is a change to the scoreline. Well, Mucurapo, though, they've been proactive. Jerome Butcher has come in, and Rivers is the man that has been replaced. And also Malik Jarris has also come in, and he replaces the number 8 Kadeem Bronx. So 2 changes for East Mucurapo as they take a proactive stance in this fixture. Of course, St. Anthony's has already made one change with the number 19 Theo Cravador, the forward, coming in the match so far. So those are the changes: 2 for Mucurapo, 1 for St. Anthony's College. And one change that all the spectators here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium will be hoping for is a change to the scoreline. Quincy Williams is the man in charge, and he is ready for second half kickoff. So already St. Anthony's College have 1 possession. On the lookout for signs of improvement from either team. Halftime team talk usually does that. Of course, a loser of this fixture will go home. The COCA-COLA Intercol. It's a competition that has been around for almost 2 decades here in Trinidad and Tobago. Zonal competition always precedes the national competition in this regard. And here's St. Anthony's College. They know a thing or two about winning this competition. And this one,
big trouble.
Too long. Oh.
I knew it.
Well, yeah. Brent Sancho mentioned it earlier. Individual brilliance or individual failure. Well, you can make your mind up and say exactly what that one was. He's getting some consolation from his players, but more importantly, it's a decider that could decide this game as St. Anthony's College take the lead.
Yeah, I just had a feeling once the ball was put into the box that this sort of situation would happen. I looked at the goalkeeper's movement, Alexander, for East Mucurapo, and he just never looked comfortable with the flight of the ball. And if you look at his hands, he didn't have his hands behind the football, and he tried, of course, to grasp it. And of course, as you know, James, a goalkeeper in your regard, that spells trouble.
Yeah, just didn't get the W behind it.
Yeah, that's the name of it. That's the W. You're correct.
It's a fullback. Joachim Calendar.
Well,
That's his name on the score sheet.
Well, he did spill one in the first half, the goalkeeper, and you wondered if it was nerves, but now it's just a very poor goal to give up at this level, and we did say it was either going to be a moment of individual brilliance or individual madness. That's the term I use. I think James cleaned it up for me.
On the spell check of words, I guess, as St. Anthony's, there's a bounce in their step now. Taking an advantage. He's gone past one, couldn't get past another. And he's full of confidence, isn't he, the goal scorer Calendar? Look at him go. He's gone past everybody. And finally, the danger is somewhat cleared. Maybe some handball there. Not called. Play continues. And, in the end, just underwhelming, but they do keep possession. Anthony's.
All of a sudden, the wind is on their sails now, St. Anthony's College.
But it seems to be a strong win because certainly full of confidence and, a pin.
This could be
popped
trouble.
that. On the opposite end, yes, East Mucurapo is 1v1. No foul given and a chance. And the goalkeeper, he's made himself big, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a good save. He came out quickly, and I wondered if he came off the line too soon. But he corrected that, but smothering the ball and making himself big, but the danger's not gone yet.
They'll have to defend again. This time, the defender's trailing leg clears the danger. And St. Anthony's College, it's end-to-end stuff here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium.
That's a poor pass.
Yeah, that's...
And it wasn't needed. It didn't need to be a poor pass. As we have another look here. It's good work there by Tristate when he gets his eyes up. But that's good goalkeeping. He was quick, he was fast, and he made himself big. James, did he leave the line too early, you think? I mean, of course he made it up with a good save, but I just wondered if he left too early to try to make the play. But I think that's irrelevant because he made the play.
Yeah, certainly did. Might need another look later on at that one.
Well, I'm a bit.
It was a long touch, though.
Yeah, it was a long touch. I'm a bit worried for St. Anthony's because I'm looking at situations where they're finding themselves with balls played behind them and East Mucurapo players running onto it. They look very thin at the back, and there's no reason for that. They were up one goal, and they're still throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Let's have another look at it here. Tristate doing very well here.
Yeah, all right to advance.
Yeah, it's good goalkeeping all wrong.
Never really in control of it. Close down the angle.
That's a foul.
Well, I tell you, one player that certainly thinks that, the man on his buttocks at the bottom of the screen. That's a bit of over exuberance there. Yeah, I think he slipped there. Yeah, no real malice.
But I think the foul came before that with the slight tug of the shirt.
But it's opening up now, end to end. St. Anthony's, they've got the advantage. Goalkeeping error, opening the door. Or maybe now, testing him from everywhere.
Well, you can't blame them. It's a very poor goal to give up, and of course, if you are in the St. Anthony's dugout, you'll be shouting, "Shoot on sight!"
Well, they'll battle for this, and again the right-hand side offering passage for East Mucurapo.
Well, and a lot of that is down to the fact that Calendar is advancing so high up the park as from the left-back position, and he's leaving gaps behind, and Tristate is, of course, very ready to accept the offer.
Yeah, St. Anthony's College couldn't get past the purple shirt ahead of him. He's just going to throw, though.
You just feel, James, that one goal may not be enough for St. Anthony's. You kind of get the sense that there's more in it.
Well, certainly the second half has opened up all sorts of corridors that both teams have exploited. Oh my goodness, well, sends his man there to take a rest. Put him down better than televangelist Benny Hinn could ever do.
It was a swift turn there. The defender feeling the brunt of that turn.
Oh, coaches did mention at halftime that would like their team to play more relaxed, and it certainly seemed to have gotten through to at least some players. bit more relaxed.
Again.
Look about the game. It's opened up here though. And it could be
Again.
onside. Heavy touch. And again, the goalkeeper does well. And well, you just figure that his touch could have been better.
Yeah, again, and I did just mention it, that one ball is beating the defense of St. Anthony's, and it's just really poor defending it as the wing backs. You're looking at Calendar's position. He's so far up the park, and the wing backs are offering absolutely no support to the two central defenders. And I tell you, James, if this is not rectified, you could see Mucurapo getting back into it, but the goalkeeper has done well. It's a good save.
Well, that man has to be careful. Harley certainly had his number for a second.
Yeah, it's a ball played through there, and Harley, that touch there, James, I think take him out of contention, but goalkeeper did very, very well. Spreading himself big and of course, making the save.
Mucurapo tried to get back in a good position while broken up by St. Anthony's College. Oh, was aiming somewhere and will go harmlessly to the goalkeeper, who this time accepts the offer. It does sort of shatter your confidence sometimes as a goalkeeper when getting off goals.
Big time.
Mucurapo finding more joy, more space in the center. And again, that right side opens up, open sesame. Maybe a shot here. Once gone past his man, looking for a good shooting position. Can he put it on target?
Yeah, it's
needed gravity's help.
Yeah, the wrong foot and the wrong technique. He went for the side foot, and yeah, it of course leaning back all the time. Good work here again by Tristate, cutting inside, eventually laying the ball off, and yeah, that's a difficult skill to try and put it into the goal. He's wearing the number of a man that's very good at doing it, the number 6 of Liverpool, and that's Thiago Alcantara. He's good at doing that, but he certainly didn't emulate Alcantara in that situation there.
Well, Pierce certainly would have to keep his televisions on this weekend. Of course, Liverpool coming up against Tottenham this weekend in the English Premiership. I tell you what, the match certainly has opened up. Well, we've got another change in the match, and it is St. Anthony's who has made the change, and it's Jean-Marc Thomas, the player who's come out, and Alan Wilson Wright is the new player in. He's got clear instructions to go supplement the attack. Wilson Wright is a midfielder. Well, it just has to be a clear tactic from Mucurapo. They certainly seem to be attacking that right side with intent, the Saunders team, and well, they've been doing it successfully.
Well, I think it's a situation that has presented itself really for East Mucurapo, because again, Calendar is playing so high. He's just not he's given leave to his defensive responsibilities, and has seemed to have enjoyed the fruits of attacking, so much so that he doesn't come back to defend.
Well, unless your name is Marcelo, Trent Alexander-Arnold, we usually get that liberty. Something that they've got to keep their eyes on, though. Team still have the benefit of leading this game by 1-0. And well, that man, Teal Saunders, will be searching for answers in his head to figure out how to get his team back on track. But here's St. Anthony's substitute, laying it off nicely. What space opening up here, and that's a desperate block, and a good block in the end, and a second attempt that will win a corner. St. Anthony's College, well, they've woken right up the Tigers, and the alarm bells are ringing for Mucurapo. Tigers certainly have come to life, and they'll be hoping for more joy from this corner, won by Mordecai Ford. Wilson Wright. Oh, it's done well. Space opening up here. Can he find the white shirt? The opposite shoot off the back of a defender, and he will win a throw. Spot 2. Here's another substitute. Looking for space. Toss finds space. Thoughts of a shot. Lots of joy down the right side now. Good service will be required Well, he's done part one. Can he get the second part done? Well defended again by East Mucurapo. Oh, he's gone well. Gone right through his man there. And he's opening up lots of space, this time down the left-hand channel. Can he stop him? Well, eventually, he's halted somewhat, but he finally is dispossessed. You like that challenge, didn't you?
Yeah, I did think for a second that he may have been late. This is a good ball.
What about here?
To finish. He's got to finish.
Oh, he's made amends, hasn't he? The goalkeeper, Deshaun Alexander. Well, he's gone from zero to being a hero.
Yeah, it's a good save there. He came off the box quite quickly. That's a foul. And he made sure that he made himself big. And you just wondered, James, after that goal, as we take another look at this here, good defending there. But here's the opportunity. It's not a bad first touch. Always stretching, but made amends there with a good save, Alexander, coming out with his feet. And you wonder, James, if, of course, the mistake that he made would have had an impact on his confidence. But certainly that save would suggest it doesn't, or it didn't.
More saves like that, of course, will certainly increase that confidence booster. Well, you need some support from the opposite end from his teammates now. Here's the skipper. And too long. And the opposite end, the goalkeeper does his job.
Does his job. He's got the W.
Well, again, more space opening up here.
That's a foul.
And, well, his leg's not long enough. The substitute, Theo Crovador, certainly been quite lively since coming on.
He's willing. He's a willing runner. He wants to get in behind. And he wants to make things happen. But unfortunately, he's tried it the illegal way there. Look at this for a bit of skill. An introduction into the game. He's been silky smooth with his skill, to say. He's had a good first half, enjoying the space he's been allowed down that right-hand flank for East Mucurapo. Question is, can he turn some of that into something that East Mucurapo could cash in? And that's a goal or two.
Certainly something that is needed. Although I'm sure this man, what's needed most is some pain relief. Well, they're certainly planning their next move, St. Anthony's College. Well, look at that. He's planning his future.
I think he's camera shy. As soon as the lights turned on him, he stopped immediately.
Tune in secret, he showcased it publicly. What about him? What's his skill set? Finding solutions, maybe? Of course, his job, one that he's performed quite well, is keeping the game flowing and policing as play has been restarted. Oh, that song you're hearing, it's the rhythm section of East Mucurapo. They're willing their team forward now. Bit of a counter as well from some St. Anthony's supporters as well. They want a goal. Doesn't everybody want a goal?
Question is, can they get it?
What songs did they sing back in your time?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it was school songs, both Trinity and Malik. Not like the other schools. We didn't have a school song per se. So I think whatever in song from a calypso or soca perspective was the choice of course the chance of the spectators. And of course back then it was the full-on rhythm section and schools, the school mates coming out to support. Certainly a lot more vociferous than what we're hearing here today. But as we said, of course, both programs have seen better days.
I grew up looking at the likes of St. Benedict's College and Princeton Secondary. Remember that 1998 finals? Some of those songs, well, Broadcast Commission might be giving us some calls if we're to repeat some of those, but certainly fun days looking at that final in Skinner Park.
Go! Go long and pole, you know, le boy. Winner, yes, and play football.
Well, here we go. Mucurapo, secondary. Well, a chance from distance. Oh.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It looked like he was making a pass out left. Atiba Kadean, but instead he decided to put his laces through it as he sets it up here with this touch and drives through it. Way off target, but the right idea.
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, back in 1998, at Intercol final, of course, won by St. Benedict's College, who are the current league champions. Princess Tong did play St. Anthony's College in a semi-final. What a match that was. Fantastic semi-final. St. Anthony's College at that time. I'll try to remember some of the names in a second. Mucurapo, of course, would have competed in that Intercol as well. During that time, the likes of Cornell Glen might still have been in action. Dust my memory off and tell you. There we go. They've got their own destinies in their hand at the moment. And, well, it's a destiny that Mucurapo holds closer to their chest. They lead by, well, they trail rather by 1-0. Scott Seeley might have been part of the St. Anthony's College lineup back that time. Another big name to come from the St. Anthony's team. In fact, Steve Seeley was the player. He's got another family member of Steve Seeley. He's a big producer these days.
Yeah, he did well in his time at St. Anthony's. Of course, went on to play for UConn, University of Connecticut. Another storied football program in the US, but Steve Seeley certainly left his mark at St. Anthony's. And of course, when we listened to Coach Batu at the half, he talked about the history of the school and these players now having to live up to that. Well, they're 1-0 up, and they will hope that they can defend this. But as I said, James, I just have this feeling that one goal may not be enough. We will see.
Right behind him.
Or can the skipper lead from example? Not this time. He's had another bite though. He's thinking about going long, but he has to control it. And
he had his eyes, his shot eyes lit up.
On the opposite end, St. Anthony's College. And well, he's pulled his man back and you just wonder, was he the last defender? It's a yellow card. Quincy Williams perhaps not sensing that he was the last man, might have saved him being sent off.
Well, I just wondered if both players were tugging at each other. But of course the foul was called on East Mucurapo. As we take another look at it here, after the pass, I'm just looking at both players. Thomas is the first to initiate the tug right there. And I'm not sure, James. It may have been a foul going the other way, from what I see.
Well, I quite agree with that as well. Of course, we have a benefit of having instant replays. Now, this man would be hoping to create a moment that could be replayed and create a moment that could get his team 2-0 ahead. He's going to have some memories. It's a four-man wall that he goes through, and wow,
what?
I don't know who or what it hit, but it certainly was stopped from finding the back of the net, which was its destination.
That was struck with a lot of venom attached to it. That's really sloppy.
Well, very sloppy indeed, and he's gone from distance.
Oh, it's poor.
Well, had a multiple choice, and he chose the wrong option.
I'm not even sure that was even an option. He created his own option there. I just don't understand why he took the shot so early. Mistake here, sloppy defending. Eventually, Malik Jarvis getting in, and for some reason he pulled the trigger very early. Not sure why. He had the real estate to carry the football, but he chose not to, and that's another mistake here defensively.
God, had the entire buffet, didn't he? Malik Jarvis chose to remain hungry. Still goalless. St. Anthony's though can't capitalize. Oh, it's flying. It's good defending. Oh wow! How about that for revenge? Didn't wait for it to be served cold. Got his instantly.
And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Players getting up, dusting themselves off. And of course supporting the cause. It's really opened up in the second half, James, compared to the first half. I'm not sure from a St. Anthony's College perspective, if that's what they really want to do. This is where game management comes into fold, and being resolute as well.
Oh, here we go. Space again. This time down the right side for St. Anthony's College. He's done well. Oh, goodness me. Can he finish it in style? Maybe now, maybe here, maybe not. Still more options. Oh, he's got clever feet, hasn't he? Wow, he's brought out all of his ballroom skills. They excited the crowd, but they would have liked to see a goal. Not this time for that young man. But talk about entertainment. There could still be more for St. Anthony's College. He's got 4. Can he find one? He does find it, but he just lacked the quality to make it count. Theo Cravado, what a performance he's put in since coming on the substitute. His team has to defend here.
He certainly put his imprint into the game. And this run here by him, look at this for a cutback. See you later. We just haven't been able to get the final shot. Maybe a shot should have been taken there, James. Eventually coming back out. And again, maybe even appeals for a handball.
But what about this? Out of nothing. Well, Dirty does outfit the goalkeeper. In the end, I was relieved to see it fly wide of his left upright. St. Anthony's, they're waxing warm. Mordecai Ford.
Good shot there, tucking it inside. Very, very late dive by goalkeeper Alexander. Would suggest that he would have smelt the danger in that one. But you do feel there's another goal in this game. You just couldn't say where it's going to come from.
Well, look at this. More dancing feet for the team in purple.
That's a poor pass.
They need much better from the captain. Didn't get it that time. Here's Wilson. Covador. Oh, it's well cut out by the defender. Good defensive awareness. Well, he tried to dribble out of the back there. Got himself in danger. Had to recover to clear it eventually.
Offside.
No, spot on there. Jamon Galston is the substitute, came on for Mucurapo, but he has to defend because St. Anthony's College here unrelenting in attack. It's back now with Mucurapo. Well, only found the cranium of the head of one player in the wall.
Focusing on defense.
Reminds you of someone? Ascension tournament?
Yeah, it does.
Let's score a goal as well. One Russ Russell Jr. comes to mind.
Yeah, he was another marauding wingback.
What about now? Can he find space? Well, maybe the shot might have been the other option.
Who else?
Khalid did try though.
In his advanced left back role. He's enjoying himself. And why not? He has a goal to his name.
Does seem good, but he might have seen the ball more than some forwards for St. Anthony's. cover though. Maybe a trick here. Couldn't pick his man out low. Here's the skipper. Can he lead by example? Not this time. Tibakio. And, well, no fouls as the referee. Play continues. And lots of space. There's a player down. 2 players down, in fact. But they would push forward here, St. Anthony's. Going for a third, maybe. Wow, it's clever. Maybe too clever. Oh, that's good, isn't it? What a goal! What a save that was. Oh, didn't come off anything. I'm getting carried away. Everybody's getting carried away at the stadium.
Well, there's certainly a bit of trickery that brought excitement to the stadium. Nice heel here into the pathway. Look at this for a bit of skill. Tucks it in, tries to toe poke it into the goal, but eventually blazes it over the bar. Tell you what, that would have been some goal.
Anthony Samuel with the Samba feet. Well, the national under 17 team has been selected recently. Sean Cooper, the coach of Presentation College, in charge of that one. Just about 25 players would have come out of the
SSFL. SSFL.
Fatima College getting the lion's share of selections.
And rightfully so, I think. They and St. Benedict's have certainly showed that they're quality programs, and was an entertaining final at the secondary school level. And you would have to think, James, a lot of the kids would come from those 2 programs. Of course, St. Benedict's having a little bit older team than Fatima, and hence the reason the numbers for Fatima College. But Coach Hudson Charles and the entire program, you really have to give them credit. Remember, this is a team that would have been relegated a couple of years back. Of course, we hadn't had SSFL last year due to the pandemic. And they are a team that just came back up from the lower division. And how have they come up? Really showing their quality. Tough to beat.
12 of the picks of the 28 selected from SSFL, coming from Fatima College.
I think they're targeting Zara's camera. I'm almost sure.
Oh, sure she won't mind though. Maybe a chance to show us some of her skills that she's mentioned so often. Haven't seen them though. Unicorn skills, you call that? Oh, here's changes, more changes. Mucurapo with a change. And in comes Naeem Taylor. And he replaces defender Sharon Hendrickson.
It looks like they've gone to 3 at the back. They have to go for it.
It's not often you see a number 9 coming off the bench though.
Yeah.
Usually the star man. Or maybe you could find him here. Whoa!
Tell you what, he should have used his head, James. I'm not sure why he would try to kick it. The goalkeeper was already beaten. Maybe if he'd used his head, he could have. That's a handball. Oh, no.
Well, not spotted. Continues. Found some space here. He's got 4 inside the area. Couldn't find any of them. We'll have a throw to rectify it. Malik Jarvis. We've got just about 7 minutes of time remaining in the first half of this fixture. Or the 90 minutes of this fixture. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
It was a much better. The different departments in the field, certainly in the middle of the park, they have solidified themselves. Again, I'm still not completely happy with the quality of play of both teams, but the endeavor has been there, and the application has been there. And sometimes in football, although you may not be playing very well, your passes, your trapping, your decision making, but if your endeavor and your perseverance is there and your willingness to want to win football games, sometimes that gets you over the line, and that's the case here with St. Anthony's College so far.
Colston swings it in, and
That's what he should have done in the first time, but he's done it now in the second time around. I got the goal.
Yeah, he's learned from his error, hasn't he? Maybe a bit too little, too late, or is it? Mucurapo secondary are sending their fans into ecstasy they're back in the contest.
Well, it's remarkable, really. They've just had a corner about 2 minutes ago, which ended up in the same spot. This time, though, instead of using his foot, young Jarvis used his head and just headed it into the goal. A slight deflection off the defender, off the left shoulder. Maybe he could have headed it. Calendar from hero to villain. Well, seems like he doesn't want to take, as we see the Mucurapo students enjoy. I'm not sure about those book bags. See a teenage Ninja Turtle book bag in secondary school.
Well, good to see the Ninja Turtles still relevant in 2022. 2-1.
This could be trouble. He's offside. It's got to be.
Well, the flag stays down, and fortunate Mucurapo that they did not go further behind.
Look how thin St. Anthony's at the back. It's incredible.
Wow, 3 goals in the second half after a goalless first half. Less than 3 minutes remaining in regulation time.
This could be trouble. It's done well.
Will be a throw. All right, good time to take a look at our SportsMax app moment. And after a pretty dull first half, it certainly did light up in the second half. And here it is. I love peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Yeah, should Mumford out to make a man disappear. And that is our SportsMax app moment.
It's a good move by Tristate. He's been lively, hasn't he, throughout the game. He's gone a bit quiet, though. Man from East Mucurapo, he's onside. This could be trouble.
Well, the defender, casual.
That's good.
The goalkeeper had to help out.
He's done well. We haven't given him enough credit. The goalkeeper, Germany Jackson.
I'm sure Manuel Neuer, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, all the German goalkeepers would be proud if they saw that.
Well, he's been brave. He's come off of his line. I did question the first save he made, whether or not he came off his line too soon, but of course further inspection, it was the right decision, and he's made some good decisions. And I tell you what, James, he's kept his team into it, especially with the score being 2-1. Here he goes.
Well, here is Commodore. Deserves a goal, you just feel, and he's been fouled.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Well, I tell you what, he's delighted the crowd, better than a rock star in a concert. They're all on their feet, they're all applauding, and it's for that wee little man with these silky smooth skills.
Yeah, it's a good bit of skill here. Commodore cutting inside of his man, and that left hand, I tell you what, he took a couple tugs before he eventually pulled him down.
Commodore certainly has been a light. Theo Commodore won his team an opportunity to perhaps add a goal that would put this match to bed. They lead by 2-1. St. Anthony's College over East Mucurapo Secondary. Well, that's the target that he will have to hit. Those are the obstacles in front of the kicker. They're having a conference at the moment. The recent substitute Siddiq Damri having some words, perhaps over who will have an attempt at that man's goal. And it is Damri who will cross over. Shot that's sent into the Gulf of Paria. Well, it was there to be had, and he certainly offered an effort. Russell Francois, man, having the last shot. Oh, by the way, we've crossed the 90. We're into the 4 added minutes. Well, that's more than enough time from the looks of this game to perhaps get something back. Of course, if these matches are drawn at the end of regulation time, then we will go to penalties. Confirmation, though, that Jarrell Brewster has been a naughty boy. Just a yellow card to his name. East Mucurapo in search of El Dorado. They need a goal to get back in this contest. St. Anthony's College, game management high in their agenda. And that's a pretty rough challenge that will earn the referee's ire. Quincy Williams has done pretty well in this match so far. He's kept the contest nice and tidy. Although Russell Francois is currently grimacing in pain. He might not agree from that last challenge. And there we go. Big boy back on his feet. St. Anthony's look to move on with things. Well, this is anybody's ball, but East Mucurapo are takers. And, well, it's nobody's ball in particular, as the goalkeeper will allow it to run into touch. Clock ticking down. Of course, 4 minutes have been added. Did have quite a few stoppages in the second half of this match, a second half that has delighted fans after a goalless first half. Much better action, much more open game for the neutrals. Oh, tried to wiggle past his man, couldn't find the room. Can they open the door here to the center? Well, it's opened nicely for East Mucurapo, and the last-ditch tackle is what ends the joy of the East Mucurapo team. It will be a throw. Second opportunity to defend. Russell Francois seemed to have shocked off his knock. He's back in the mix of things, and wow, is that a penalty? It certainly is. Quincy Williams right on spot and determining that this match will not go down quietly, as East Mucurapo, from a 2-0 lead, they have an opportunity to pull themselves right back in this contest at the death. Oh, mixed feelings from the supporters. You can hear their murmurs across the hazy Crawford Stadium. That man has been good with the glove so far. He'll need to be perfect with a save, as Atiba Kyo, the captain, will attempt to lead by example and lead his team right back in this fixture. It is Germany Jackson versus Atiba Kyo. A lifeline has been handed to Mucurapo. Will they pick it up? It's ringing, and he's answered the call. East Mucurapo are right back in this fixture. A roar of approval from the fans from Mucurapo. So wrong this stadium. They can't contain themselves. They could hardly believe it. They've trailed by 2-0. 15 minutes remaining, and just at that, saved by the bell, almost the last kick of the game, they've given themselves an opportunity to move on to the next round. It all started with this moment, a bit clumsy, heavy bounce, finding the hand of the defender, and that was all the lifeline they needed. And when you get second chances, it would be foolish not to take it. And Atiba Kyo, the captain, that's exactly what he's done. Well, the 90 minutes have ended. Penalties will come next. His hard work have come to naught. And like Buju Banton said, they rule their destiny, East Mucurapo. And now it will be the luck of the kicks from the spot that will decide where this contest will swing. Well, to be fair, it's been quite even for much of this contest, and fate has written a cruel fate, a cruel script to St. Anthony's College. Seem to be marching on to Zion, and then the broad road of destruction suddenly hit them. What side? So 5 soldiers will be required from each of these teams, and they will shoot it out at high afternoon. Oh, they're loving what they're seeing, don't they? After a snooze fest of a first half, well, everybody's woken up now. They can hardly believe it. Well, they're wearing red, perhaps signaling the team that they support. Well, how cruel can the game of football be? Certainly has been cruel to that team in white and red. Well, these boys, well, they didn't turn water into wine, but they've worked miracles, pulling themselves back in this contest. Dale Saunders, Michael Alexander, delivering maybe some crucial instructions on how to get back in this match. Well, Brent Sancho, I know he's much closer to the action than I am at the moment. I just wonder what his thoughts might be about what he's seeing at the moment. We will get to pick the mind of Brent Sancho in just a few.
Yeah, looking at both teams as they prepare to take penalty kicks. Of course, a situation that most teams don't want to be in. It's what you call almost like a Russian roulette. But the confidence, James, is certainly with the East Mucurapo team. There's a buoyant collection of players, a bit of jubilation, of course, for the late goal that they scored to bring it to penalty kicks. So the momentum certainly seems to be with East Mucurapo.
Well, it is who can hit the target, who can hold your nerve. They are usually the teams that advance from situations such as these. Some call it luck, some say faith. Well, I'm saying it's a good football match overall. Match that we've seen 4 goals to a piece by the team, and an opportunity to kick it out from the spot. Always good to get some divine intervention. That's a choice of the St. Anthony's College. Of course, the Saints, a religious school, St. Anthony's College. They, of course, would know the power of prayer. Mucurapo, hard work has brought them to this point. They need to work a bit harder to get back in this contest. Usually an opportunity for those men with the long sleeves and the latex gloves to become a hero. Started off the second half as a villain, letting one through his arms, the Mucurapo keeper in the all black. But he has a chance to turn his fate right around. So it's gonna be German Jackson versus Deshaun Alexander. 2 men in goal. Who's gonna be the first shooter to step up?
Well, of course, James, this is where the penalty taker have to make a decision early, and of course, try to execute. It's you have to be decisive when in this sort of situation as a penalty taker, and make sure that you place your kick in the spot that you have decided to, of course, place the ball into.
Zion Harley, the first kicker for East Mucurapo. The road to victory could be decided by this. Oh, he's ridden his luck all the way to the back of the net. And he's put East Mucurapo ahead 1-0. Tell Brent to go to.
It's a good kick by Harley. As we have another look at it here, he seems to have made his mind up early. Goes high over the goalkeeper, giving him absolutely no chance. Germany in goal for St. Anthony's. So good finish. 1-0 to East Mucurapo.
Well, they've had their world rocked after seeing their 2-goal advantage slip. Russell Francois can pull their ship right back on course if he can convert. It's coming up against Deshaun Alexander. Needs a good finish, and he's found it. Right into the side pocket. Credit to Alexander though. Might have gotten a hand on it. Well, how about that? You score, you get a yellow card. Might have been for some words that was uttered. And it's quite forgivable in a situation like that. He's done his part.
Well, it's a good finish. The power eventually beating the custodian Alexander in goal. And of course, the unnecessaries after. But he certainly put his team back into it. St. Anthony's College needed that kick, and Francois Russell stepped up and did the business.
Well, look away now if you've got nerves. If your nerves are rattling, have a sip of coffee because, well, still got 4 kickers per team. This one, Tristate, a next man up, Mikel Tristate. It's all even. Can he give them the advantage, East Mucurapo? Oh, he can't! A hero that doesn't wear a cape but a latex gloves as he's kept out Mikel Tristate. And could this be the turning point in the match? Germany Jackson. Well, he's got a rock star name, rock star save.
Well, Tristate has been outstanding all game for East Mucurapo. With that man in goal for St. Anthony's, Germany Jackson with a big save. Can Alexander follow him?
Well, Sadiq Damri was the last substitute made in this match. Brought on for such a time as this. It's a wee man with big expectations on his shoulder. Can give his team the lead. Oh, he just does. Well, Lady Luck in the corner of Sadiq Damri, but who cares? It's a goal, and St. Anthony's College are ahead.
Well, it's not the most convincing penalty by Sadiq Damri, and Alexander had the chance there to maybe make a save, but the power, one would have to suggest, was enough for Damri to get it over the line. Advantage St. Anthony's.
Well, Naeem Taylor, another late addition to the match. He's just seen his team lose their advantage. Can he restore it? Wow. How about that? That's a polar bear finish. He's so cool and collected. And what a finish for the young man. Well, you've got to have ice running through your veins and you can finish like that. So the advantage still with St. Anthony's College. Well, that's if this man can convert. Arlen Wilson-Wright, the substitutes have been up first to kick. Yet another second half substitute. Can you feel that? Tension and precision.
Good penalty there by Arlen Wilson-Wright, placing it there to the left of Alexander. Well placed, well struck, good goal. St. Anthony's with the advantage.
All the advantage restored to St. Anthony's College. That man, he's not Gibraltar, but he certainly is a rock between the uprights. Has already patted away one team effort from East Mucurapo. Can he do the same? Maybe a kiss of luck. That's what's needed for East Mucurapo. This is Malik Jarvis. Big number, requires a big finish. What about that? Well, that's as big as they come. Confidence in abundance, and what a finish. They still are in the contest, East Mucurapo.
Yeah, good penalty kick by Jarvis, finding the bottom right-hand side, giving Germany absolutely no chance with that one. Easily one of the better kicks we've seen this afternoon so far. It now means that St. Anthony's College and their kicker Hutchinson will have to score if they want to maintain this advantage.
It could be now or never for St. Anthony's College. Wow, that is pure bad luck. He did everything right. Besides, find a space between the uprights, and Shonda Wrights might be somewhere around, because that's a twist that nobody predicted.
He just never looked comfortable taking it. The run up straight to the ball, leaned back, and of course eventually placed it off the crossbar. And now East Mucurapo are going to look to seize on this opportunity.
Well, these kids might be too young to know of the famous Mark Myrie sang a song about ruling your destiny. Mucurapo will have a great opportunity to do that. It is the captain. Can he give them an advantage? Ho, ho, ho. Not even Godzilla can have that type of confidence. Never look flustered, never look scared. That's how you lead by example. And the captain, well, that is example for you, Atiba Kio.
Yeah, good kick by the captain. The slow Pogba run up with a bit of a stopper set and sends the goalkeeper Germany the wrong way. Bringing East Mucurapo back into this one with 2 kicks left, 1 for each team.
Well, you lose, you go home. If they miss, they can be on their way home, St. Anthony's College. Can he do it for the badge? He does. Well, not even a shootout at high noon can deliver this much excitement that these schoolboys are delivering. Calendar. Well, what a match he's had.
Well, it's a good finish by Calendar. Of course, on the score sheet during regulation time. And on this occasion, placing the ball into the back of the net. And it's now down to young Jarrell Brewster of East Mucurapo Sec. Can he keep them in the COCA-COLA Intercol?
Well, if he scores, the pressure is on St. Anthony's. Gets past Germany. Wow. Sends him a kiss for good measure. And he's certainly eating up the adulation of the supporters. The pressure has again been shifted to St. Anthony's College.
Well, I tell you, it's not the most convincing penalty. Certainly didn't have the power, but it was more than enough to get past Germany Jackson in goal for St. Anthony's. And you just wonder, can Alexander, the goalkeeper for East Mucurapo, who made the mistake during the course of the game, make a big save?
Well, maybe more pressure than the bottom of the sea floor for this young man from St. Anthony's. And he's been broken by the pressure. East Mucurapo. This is what storybooks have been all about. Once upon a time, there was a pauper, an underdog, and now they're princess. The princess of the COCA-COLA Intercol. Well, they say joy and sorrow live in the same house. St. Anthony's College, well, they've chosen the latter. But for the boys in purple, Mucurapo, wow, The joy is exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or imagine. They will move forward. St. Anthony's College will go home. Football certainly can be a cruel game, and these young boys, they will learn that lesson today. Westmoreland Tigers led by 2 goals in this match, but it's never over till the fat lady sings. And I tell you what, she's singing a ballad at the moment, a Mucurapo ballad. Well, he's going to be looking back at the highlights of this one and wondering what could he have done differently. But when it's not your day, it just isn't your day. Germany Jackson, he's been solid all afternoon. But even the most solid object can melt in emotions. Well, can you feel that in the air right now? That is an air of excitement and emotion mixed together. That is the COCA-COLA Intercol. He's done his best, Daniel, but today just not good enough in the end. Rayshon Mars, assistant coach, he'll have to re-strategize and come again, because today belongs to the boys in purple, Mucurapo. Let's look back at how all of this panned out. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But what a game this was. Goalless at the half. A sleep fest, but the second half, well, you couldn't sleep like this in a match like this in the second half, because it certainly came to life. 4 goals, 2 goals apiece. St. Anthony's College leading by 2-0. Mucurapo storming back of the very last kick of the match. And then the penalty shootout. Don't take my word, let's look back and see exactly how that happened. Quincy Williams in charge of this one. And it was the captain from Mucurapo early on that rattled some feathers. Came close there, forcing a save from the goalkeeper. St. Anthony's College, well, on the other end, they responded. The header on target, just not away from the goalkeeper from Jean-Marc Thomas. And then Mucurapo got lots of joy down the right to say, carving up the defense, but couldn't get the power. Remained goalless until the second half, where this happened. Calendar, well, said a prayer, and who says that prayers aren't answered? Well, they never told it to that man. Right to the goalkeeper, and that was the opening goal of the match. Calendar putting them ahead. But there was more to come. Never lay down. Harley had an opportunity, but Jilman Jackson, he was solid as a rock, cutting out all of the danger. Mucurapo pressed on. Toussaint tried to open some doors with his dribbling, but he didn't get the necessary support to put it on target. Pierre just missing his mark. And then St. Anthony's College, Alan Wilson right, combining with this man, Crovador, opening up all sorts of passages and dubious defending. And it meant that Jeremy Bob was able to spin his way and put St. Anthony's College 2-0 in front. If you're a betting man, you'd have thought it was all over. But that's what they tell you about gambling, particularly in football matches. There was more style and pattern from St. Anthony's as they look to be running away with this one. Anthony Samuel cursing his luck until this happened. The back door, there was a knock, and he was let in. Lady Luck, shoulder Calendar, rediverting that one there from the Mucurapo player. And they huffed and puffed again, but it seemed almost wishful thinking to think that they would get back in the match. But luck was their friend. A handball in the area at the last kick of the game, and that opened up a passage for Mucurapo. And well, when you've got the passage, you go the full destination to the back of the net. The captain putting them level with virtually the last kick, Atiba Kio. Then it came down to the shooters, the only kind of shooters that we endorse these days. And well, from the spot, perfect. They missed one, and they thought it was all over for them, but they like Cinderella tales, don't they, Mucurapo? They fought all the way back, and then the pressure was piled on St. Anthony's College, who were perfect at the time. But bad luck, well, it curtailed that perfection, and the pressure was right back in this fixture. And it meant that Mucurapo would go on to move on to the next round. Joy, jubilation, excitement as they will progress. Let's see what the numbers say though. We've seen all of the emotion. And East Mucurapo, when you look at it though, they do lead in terms of shots, 16-4. Shots on target, they were a bit better as well. Yellow cards, well, they lead in that department as well. Pretty even after that when it comes to corners and saves, but it's the score on top that says that they win 7-6 on penalties after a 2-all score line. Well, they say statistics are for mathematicians and nerds. It's human emotions that we like to see, and Siobhan has a human being with her as she gets some reaction.
Thank you, James. Folks, I am here with today's man of the match and captain of East Mucurapo Secondary's football team, Kid Atiba. So congratulations to you. This is yours. First off, Kid, we want to know, what was your mindset going into today's match?
Well, it was always hard work. Once we came out here, passionate, dedicated and disciplined, we had to win the game, and we did it. We fought till the end, and you could see we scored a penalty in the last minute and carried down the game to penalties. So yeah, hard work, dedication and passion.
So as you said that today's match was so close that went straight into penalties, but you guys still came out triumphant. So you are moving on into further on in the Intercol tournament. How do you feel about your team's performance today, and what are you going to maintain going forward in the tournament?
Well, I believe we have some flaws to work on, but with the passion and dedication and discipline, that's the most important. If you're passionate about this game, you'll always fight to the end to win. So I believe we have it and have what it takes to win out this Intercol once you keep working hard.
Thank you very much, Kid. All the best to you and to team. And right now, we're going to throw it over to Brent, who is with the coaches right now. Thank you.
Of course, now we are going to be joined by both coaches preceding this game. Of course, first joined by Coach Daniel. Yeah. Coach, of course, a disappointing result. Tell us your thoughts.
I think the boys got too comfortable and realized that the side stepped it up a little bit and catch us sleeping.
Well, as you look at the season as a collective, what's your thoughts on St. Anthony's this season?
St. Anthony's are a young bunch on which we had to just go back, continue working to have a better going forward.
Of course, as you look forward to next season, what are some of the things you want to improve in moving into next season?
Well, holistically, we have to work on everything, right? A rebuilding to go forward.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Daniel.
You're welcome.
All the best in the next season.
Thanks.
That was Coach Daniel, of course, of St. Anthony's College. And now I'm joined by Coach Saunders of the winning East Mucurapo Secondary. Of course, Coach Saunders, happy man?
Definitely.
What's your thoughts on today's performance?
I have a young chargers, some young chargers. I'm very proud of them. They're improving bit by bit with every training session, with every game. And yeah, definitely we are very proud of them today.
Well, as you assess the game at a total, what's your thoughts on the way Mucurapo played today?
I think we did better in possession of the ball. We wanted to do that. We create numerous chances. I think the score was going to be 3-1 at the ending, but we didn't get it. But all in all, we're happy for the result.
Well, congratulations, Coach Saunders, and we look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Thanks a lot.
Of course, that was Coach Dale Saunders of East Mucurapo Secondary. As we take a break and we come back with action in the second of the doubleheader between St. Mary's College and Malik Secondary.